Hi, everyone. My name is Larissa, and this is a story I never thought I'd have the courage to share. Anyone who knows me would say I was the loyal wife, married to Raphael for nearly 15 years. But sometimes life puts you in situations you never imagined, and sadly, I gave in to a temptation that now haunts me with guilt and regret. This is a real story of infidelity, emotional conflict, and painful consequences. Raphael is a good man, a hard worker, a loving father, and for many years, a husband who did everything to make me happy. But like many couples, our relationship faded over time. Affection gave way to routine, conversations turned into arguments about bills, and our closeness was slowly replaced by silence. I felt invisible, like I was just another object in the house. That's when I began to look outward, without even realizing I was searching for attention, emotional connection, and validation. I tried to fix things. I really did. I suggested date nights. I initiated conversations. I left little notes for him in his work bag. But Raphael was always tired, always distracted. He said he was doing everything for our future, for our family, and I believe he meant that. But in the process, I felt more and more like I was disappearing. I wasn't angry at him. I was just lonely. That's when Guilherme came back into my life, a childhood friend of my brother who had just moved back to our hometown. He was warm, funny, lighthearted, a contrast to the heaviness I was feeling. We met again at a family gathering, and soon, memories turned into long conversations. He made me laugh in a way I hadn't in years. And slowly, a spark that had long been extinguished inside me began to glow again. I started looking forward to his texts. Just a simple "good morning, beautiful" would make my heart race. I knew it was wrong. I knew I was playing with fire. But I told myself it was harmless, that I wasn't doing anything yet. But emotionally, I was already slipping away from my marriage. If you're still watching, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, and share this story with someone who might need to hear it. These stories are here to help us reflect together. One afternoon, after exchanging many messages, we met for coffee. At first, it was just that, a conversation between two old acquaintances. But it quickly became something more. Guilherme asked questions that no one had asked me in years. Do you still feel the same passion that once brought you and Raphael together? He asked. I didn't know how to answer. Then he said, you deserve to be happy, Larissa. You're smart, beautiful, and any man would be lucky to have you. I didn't have words. The emotional connection deepened quickly. I knew I was crossing a dangerous line, but I also felt seen and desired again. I began to crave the feeling of being wanted, of being noticed, and Guilherme knew exactly how to feed that need. One afternoon, when Raphael was away on a business trip, Guilherme called to say he was outside my house with a simple excuse. My heart pounded. I opened the door, knowing I was about to make a decision that would change everything. The air was filled with tension. Guilherme stepped closer. Are you sure? He asked. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. What followed were whispers, touches, and a rush of adrenaline that felt both thrilling and terrifying. I won't go into physical details, but I will say this clearly. I was unfaithful to my husband. That afternoon, I betrayed the trust of the man I had promised to love forever. After it happened, I felt broken inside, torn between the momentary pleasure of being wanted and the heavy reality of having committed adultery. I sat on the bed for what felt like hours after Guilherme left, staring at the wall, thinking, what did I just do? 2 days later, Raphael came home, exhausted but happy. He brought me flowers, something he hadn't done in a long time. I nearly collapsed emotionally. Is everything okay, Larissa? He asked. I nodded, holding back tears. I started to pull away from Guilherme, but he didn't stop. He kept texting me, reminding me of what we'd shared. Meanwhile, Raphael began to notice changes in me. The way I avoided eye contact, the way I flinched when he touched me. I would cry in the shower, so he wouldn't see me falling apart. Is there something you're not telling me? He asked one night. I denied it, of course. But inside, I was overwhelmed by shame, guilt, and emotional exhaustion. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave your comment below. Stories like this are meant to spark honest conversations about love, betrayal, and forgiveness. Eventually, the truth came out, not because I confessed, but because Raphael found a message on my phone. A message that confirmed my infidelity. What is this, Larissa? He asked, his voice trembling. How could you do this to me? To our family? I had no excuse, no explanation. My tears were the only thing I could offer. That moment destroyed something between us that I don't know if we'll ever recover. Raphael packed a bag and left the house. I stayed behind in the silence of a home filled with guilt. Guilherme tried to comfort me, but I quickly realized that what we had was never love. It was escape. And now the price was too high. I didn't want him. I wanted what he made me feel, but that feeling came at the cost of everything I valued. The following weeks were the hardest of my life. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Every room in the house reminded me of my failure. I wrote Raphael letters I never sent. I cried until I couldn't breathe. I didn't want to lose him. But I knew I had already lost his trust, and that's something no apology can instantly fix. Today, I am trying to rebuild the trust one broke. Raphael came back home, but nothing is the same. We're going to therapy. We are trying. Some days are better than others.
Some nights we talk.
Other nights we sit in silence. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that I will never forget the pain I caused. I betrayed a good man. I broke my marriage, and I carry that weight every single day. This is my story, a story of infidelity, emotional betrayal, and painful consequences. If you're going through something similar, I hope this helps you stop and think before making a mistake that can cost everything. What would you do if you were Raphael? Or if you were in my shoes? Leave your comment. And if this story made you reflect, like, share, and subscribe. Let's learn from each other's experiences and grow together through truth and honesty.